Hello, everybody. I am Steve, and this is Walking in the Divine Word. And the subject of this short video is, when does the spirit ascend after physical death? That's a question I'm sure many of you will think, well, as soon as a person dies, their spirit goes to wherever it's going to go. And traditional thought, Gentile thought anyway, is that the soul instantly ascends to heaven upon the death of the body. That's their interpretation of Ecclesiastes 12, verse 6 and 7. Ecclesiastes 12, 6 and 7 says, and I'll quote, "Or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or when the wheel broken at the cistern, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it." That has been the traditional understanding. But the teaching among Orthodox rabbis is that the soul is lingering around the body until the body decays. And their thinking on the matter has caused me to take another look at Ecclesiastes 12, 6 and 7. Now, for quite some time, I decided personally that I would be cremated. It's certainly a lot cheaper. And what does it matter anyway? And I hated the thought of me laying in the ground, my body just falling apart and rotting and all the associated horrors of that. But then I took a second look at Ecclesiastes 6 and 7, and I want to read it again, and I'd like you to pay attention to a couple of words, and I'll point them out as I read them. Ecclesiastes 12, 6 and 7, again. "Or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it." I want you to pay attention to the word "then." After you die, and this is a verse that shows order, the order in which things will take place. "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it." Notice that when the body finally returns to dust and returns to the earth, then the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Think about that. The word "then." So when the dust returns to the earth as it was, then the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So it's a matter of order. The spirit doesn't fully return to God. The spirit separates from the body upon death, but it lingers in proximity to the body. It doesn't just abandon the body right away and go to heaven. It's when the body returns to dust, and that takes a while. So the spirit, although leaving the body, accompanies the body until the body returns to dust as it was. And that's when the spirit returns to God who gave it. I find that amazing. So according to verse 7, it's only when the body finally becomes dust that the spirit fully transitions to God. Wow. That's shocking and amazing. The implication then is that while the body is being destroyed by the fire in cremation, the soul itself, in proximity to the body and watching over the body, during cremation, the soul is in terrible and unbelievable anguish. And this is the reason why so many Orthodox Jews forbid the practice of cremation. Now, modern day Jews, things change. There's different sects within the Jewish body. Some are Karaite Jews, which adhere strictly to the Word. There are Reform Jews. There are those that follow the written Torah as it was. Some that follow the works and writings of the Talmud and writings based on the Talmud, which is another word for the oral Torah. I wish to remind you that the coming of the oral Torah is one of the reasons Christ came to this earth. He said he came to fulfill the law, which doesn't mean, okay, I've completed it now it's done. That's not what it means. To fulfill means to restore, to bring it to the position that it was and the position that it held as king number one over any other writing, any other guidelines or instructions or commandments. The written Torah is where it's at. Jesus called the oral Torah, or the Talmud, he calls that the doctrines of men. And that's what they were. Because the rabbis took liberty with the written word, and their explanations became commandments as well. And the people began to follow the commandments of men, the oral Torah. And apparently the Heavenly Father would have none of that. And Jesus rebuked the Pharisees for their contradictions of the oral Torah to the written. But that's why this cremation or being burial is so important, because it follows the written Torah, regardless of what Reform Judaism says, regardless of what anybody says. So with this new understanding, it didn't take me but a heartbeat to make a final change in my own personal plans and my daughter's plans, whom I live with, her and her family, to instantly change our viewpoint and our decisions about what happens when we leave this earth. And I thought I would inform everybody else, because I would like to spare people the agony, according to what Orthodox Judaism says, the agony of trauma that the soul would go through while the body is being burned. And after all, even in cremation, I see I'm running out of time. Bye-bye.